video, I'm going to talk to you about how you can sell on Etsy with the print-on-demand model. Okay, so we do quite a lot of print-on-demand stuff here at eBusiness Boss, so I promised you guys I'd do this, so here it is. If you're interested in learning more about selling online, you're interested in print-on-demand, we do loads of different business models here. A lot of them all revolve around making passive income online. And if you're interested in topics like that, make sure you subscribe to the channel and turn on the notification bell, because we drop useful videos like this every single week. Let's get into this slideshow now. Let's talk about the process, because I just want to explain to you in really simple terms how it actually works. So if you want to start selling on Etsy and you want to use the print-on-demand model, I think it's a brilliant way to do it, because you're not having to create or post out any of the stock you sell yourself. So maybe if you're working a full-time job or you just have limited time, this could be a really, really good option for you. And it actually allows you to scale up your business, okay? Because you can focus on creating more, improving your business and your marketing while someone does all the heavy lifting for you. So let's look at a really simple overview of how it works. So a customer is going to find your Etsy listing and they're going to place an order. Then the next step will be your Etsy production partner will receive the order, create the product and post it out to your customer. So you can see once the listing's set up, you're really doing nothing at all. So the next step after this would just be to create more quality listings and rinse and repeat. And you can see why this is such a popular business model, because you're creating quality listings. As long as you're creating the products customers want, then you're going to find success, okay? And that's what a lot of people do. So that's a really simple overview to how it works. So I wanted to come up with a checklist for you, okay? Something you can refer back to and look at. So when you're going ahead and setting up your Etsy store, have a look at these steps, okay? If you want to set up an Etsy print-on-demand business, these are the steps you can take. Number one, okay, you're always going to need to start with your niche research, because this is going to set the foundations for everything. So what are you going to be selling? And more importantly, who are you going to be selling to? So if you're starting out, or even if you're established, choose one niche and focus, okay? Really try and understand what type of person is going to be interested in the product and the designs that you're putting out there. Because if you can dress up these products to appeal to your target market, you are going to find huge, huge success, okay? And we'll go a little bit further into that with branding, okay, in a moment. So that's step one. You need to determine what you're going to sell, the niche it's in, and who you're going to be selling to. Step two, you're going to need to choose your print-on-demand production partner, okay? So who is actually going to be creating your products and posting these out for you? So good examples of these are Printful, Printify, Guten, Art of Wear, but there's loads more. I'll put a link in the description below with a load of these, and I have actually put together an article to show a load of really sort of well thought of Shopify print-on-demand integration partners. So some of those I know work with Etsy as well. So I'll put that down below. So this is actually quite important. Now, the number one recommendation I see in most places is Printful. Okay, so I'll definitely make sure I leave a link to that below, because they seem to integrate really sort of seamlessly with Etsy. So that's what a lot of people are saying. Step three, branding. Okay, so once you've got those two steps out of the way, within your niche research, you're going to have to determine the type of customer you want to appeal to. And your branding is going to be everywhere, from the actual design of your product to your listing, okay, the images you use, the color scheme. You can look into color psychology and determine the sort of colors that are going to fit brand the best, okay? You don't need to overcomplicate it and worry about getting this perfect from the start. Branding is something you'll learn more about as you go along. So just have a go, give it your best shot and get started. So a really useful thing to do, and something we do, is you'll need to create your ideal customer avatar, okay? Now, this is a literal example of the type of customer you would want to sell to. So pretend you're that person and write out what they do, what they look like, where they live, how old they are, what they're interested in, maybe how they dress, and even have one drawn. Draw one out, put a load of things they're into and put it up on the wall somewhere where you can see it, where your team can see it, so that you know the sort of person you're trying to appeal to. Building out your ideal customer avatar is probably the number one thing you need to do with your branding. Step four, you're going to need to create unique designs. Don't just pull other people's designs, because you're going to get kicked off the platform for intellectual property violations. Don't do that. Create something unique. Of course, you can copy and take inspiration. Okay, that when I say copy, take inspiration, never copy exactly. Look at what's successful in your niche and recreate something unique. That's what we do. And yeah, we've never been in trouble for property and intellectual issues on the print on demand side of things. Best to be careful because you don't want to put in all this work and then get kicked off. So when it comes to creating unique designs, you can do this yourself if you're a creative. Brilliant. You could be using something like Photoshop or whichever program you use. You could even use Canva, which is completely free. But if you don't want to do it yourself, we're not designers, so we don't do it ourselves. We hire someone. We've got a team of people. So you can use Fiverr. We use Upwork a lot for our t-shirt designers. And we've also got an illustrator on our books. So that's create unique designs. You're going to want to put something in place where you can create unique designs quite quickly. So that's why we find outsourcing it, giving them very, very good instructions and a good idea of who we're trying to appeal to, we can create some fantastic designs. Next step, you're going to need to create your listings. Okay. Now, it is a numbers game, but you're going to have to go one at a time, obviously. So if you set up a system, set your targets, you're going to find success. Okay. So how many listings do you want to create every single month? We often refer to the 80-20 rule. So out of 100 things you'll create, 20 of them will usually drive the majority of your sales. Okay. Not everything you create is going to be a fantastic winning product. The only other thing I would say with listings is use mock-up photos. So you can find people to do this on Fiverr, Upwork, but this is where they'll take your unique design, your product, let's say it's a t-shirt with a design on it, and they'll put it into a real life scenario, okay, a mock-up. And using those in your listings really, really helps convert your customers, okay? It will bring you more sales. The last step is fulfillment. So this is what we spoke about previously, and probably the most important part of you understanding how the Etsy print-on-demand model works. So before you publish your print-on-demand listings, you'll need to add your production partner to Etsy. Okay, so I mentioned earlier on in point 2, Printful being one of the most sort of well thought of print-on-demand production partners. Okay, when it comes to Etsy, so they would be an example of a production partner. So you're going to need to add your production partner to Etsy. You can then upload the products you want to sell with your unique designs on Printful. I think they call it a design wizard tool where you can actually create your listings and put your unique designs on to then upload to your Etsy shop. Once you've done all of that and you've synced with your production partner and all of your inventory is in stock, obviously on your listing, when it comes to quantity, you could just set 999 because if you've got a POD, print on demand partner, they're going to be able to create as many as you want, hopefully, if you find a good one anyway. So once you've completed all of this and you've set everything up with your production partner, you're ready. You're complete and you can make sales. So as your orders come in, your production partner will create the product and actually ship it out to your customers. So can you see how easy it would be to actually scale something like this? So let's talk about systems and scaling. And obviously, I'm not going to go on much longer. We use this methodology in all of our online businesses, okay? And if you want to scale things up, make more sales, you're going to need systems at some point. And it really isn't complicated, just keep it simple. You've probably got systems in place now. Well, you will have. However you do things, that's your system. It's just being a bit more mindful of it. So if you want to increase your sales, you're going to need a solid system. I've talked to you guys about the 80-20 rule, and that just dictates that out of 100 listings you create, 20 of them are going to be driving the majority of the traffic and sales. So that's not an exact science, but statistically that works out usually anyway, because not everything you create is going to be your best-selling product. Obviously, you're going to have a certain amount of them, usually around 20%, sometimes less, that are going to drive the majority of your traffic and sales. So it's a numbers game. This is what a solid print-on-demand system should look like, in my opinion. And depending on your business model, the platform you're selling on, whether it's Etsy, Amazon, Shopify, you can use something similar to this. Okay. First step is niche research. So you can do this yourself, you can outsource it. Once you know the niche you're going after, you can then highlight some design ideas, okay? Because you want to know the sort of designs that you want to create to appeal to that niche. So once you've got those, maybe you've got a number of best-selling designs that you really like the look of in your niche that you want to create something similar to, but unique. That would lead us on to the next stage, which is the unique design creation. So maybe in your system, you're creating all these unique designs. Maybe you're, like us, outsourcing it to a team of designers so that you can really scale things up. The next step is going to be keyword research. So for SEO purposes, which stands for search engine optimization, this is very important on Etsy. You're going to want to find all the best keywords to put in your title, in your listing, and your tags. Okay, so if you don't do the keyword research, you're not going to know which keywords you need to put in there. Okay, so that's a very important step. Once you've got all of this, you've got your design ready, you can create your listing, set things up with your production partner, and publish. So at this point, you've got a listing there set up, optimized, ready to make sales, synced with your POD partner. And then it's up to you. The final stage is driving attention. So some Etsy sellers just upload, 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 don't bother with any ads or anything, and find huge success. But the people that are scaling things will be making use of Etsy ads, will be making use of Google ads, social media in general, building a community outside of Etsy that you can reach out to and let them know, hey, we've just created this new design, maybe you'd like it. An email list. There's all sorts of places you can do it, but you need to drive attention from somewhere. Once you've got this system laid out and in place, you can actually set yourself some goals. So how many listings do you want to create on a monthly basis? When we started scaling up print on demand, I think we were doing about 10 a month. Now I think we do 50 or 100 or maybe more than that on a monthly basis for merch by Amazon anyway. So it's up to you, but if you set a goal, you can look at your progress, see where you are, see maybe where you're falling short, and yeah, you can start to really make some progress. So guys, I hope that was useful. If you've got any questions, ask away below. If you haven't done already, subscribe to the channel, hit the like button if it was useful, and there's going to be more useful videos coming from us very, very soon. Thanks.